Okay, as we get started and dive into this topic of how to increase retention on YouTube videos, first we're going to start by answering a question: what is video retention? Then we're going to bring Nate on, who's our designated YouTube expert, and he's going to share with us an example that you can use today on how to create content that keeps people engaged. And then we're going to wrap up by sharing why retention matters and share some statistics that you may not know about that you'll find very useful when comparing the retention rates of what you're getting to what other people are getting out there in the industry. So stay tuned for that. So really briefly, what is video retention? If you create a 10-minute video and upload that to YouTube, and then you look at the analytics of how much time the average viewer is spending watching that video, let's say that the average viewer spends 2 minutes watching your 10-minute video. Then your audience retention rate is going to be 20%. That's 2 minutes divided by the 10 minutes of the full video. The goal is to get that number as high as possible, so that's what Nate is going to help us with today. Nate is a YouTube expert. He manages over a dozen daily YouTube channels. This is his example of what works here on YouTube.
So here's now how to do it a better way that will get people to stick around for a 10-minute episode and will build a lot more trust. Okay, as we get started and dive into this topic of how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, first we're going to answer the question, why not antibiotics? And there's some good reasons why we might want to consider an alternative. Then we're going to talk about the three ingredients. You probably have these ingredients in your kitchen. Each one has natural antibacterial and antiviral properties with it. And so that's why this works so well. We're going to go into my kitchen. We'll show you how to make this. We'll talk about dosage. And then I'm going to wrap up with a story. My son, when he was really young, he had a high fever. He had strep throat. This remedy worked. And so you'll hear how that happened. But there's also a side effect that comes with this that's kind of funny that you'll probably experience as well and that you'll want to know about. Okay, so what I did there, I set a whole bunch of hooks, actually. Right. I set a hook of what I'm going to talk about first, then second, then third, then fourth, and fifth. And I didn't give away the secret. I created curiosity for what I was going to be sharing. And so people that hear an intro like that are more likely to say, oh, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to get myself comfortable because I'm going to be watching a 10-minute episode here.
Now that snippet was from a previous interview I had with Nate, which was about an hour-long conversation diving deep into lots of strategies on how to grow on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing the full episode, I'll have that in the description below. So why does video retention matter? Well, the higher the video retention rate that your video gets and the more time people spend on your videos, then the better that your video perform because the algorithms search for good content that holds people's attention. And if your video does that well, then it's going to promote it more on the platform. What you might not know is 40% retention rate is actually a really good rate, and that's what Nate shoots for on his videos. If he's getting a 40% audience retention rate on his videos, then he is more than happy with that content and he'll create more just like it. If he sees that number dropping below there, then he's going to make tweaks and see how he can bring that number up. Obviously, the higher that number is, the better. So do the best you can to bring that up. But if you're not seeing 40% retention rates, then maybe you need to tweak some things and figure out how to bring that up. I'm curious, what ideas do you have that can help with increasing the audience retention rates? Is there anything that you've done that you've experimented with that you found is helpful or that's worked for you? Or are there some ideas that you've been pondering that you want to experiment with? Or ideas that you've observed of other YouTubers or video creators on what you find that works well for them and that's keeping your engagement? Let us know in the comments below and read those comments to learn some other methods that people are using out there. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content that's geared towards helping you grow your influence. Thanks.